So today's thought of the day is on emotional maturity, I would say. Today's keyword. And just imagine how many of you drive? Can you just tell me? Okay. Now let's imagine you are stuck in the traffic, already late for where you are going. And the car in front of you is moving at the speed of a sleepy cow. Your phone is buzzing with messages from people waiting for you. And then, just as the signal turns green, the driver ahead is busy on their phone and doesn't even move. So, what happens next? Some of us honk like our life depends on it. Some curse under our breath, heart racing, blood pressure spiking. And some create an entire storyline about how inconsiderate people are these days and carry that anger into the next 3 hours of our day. So, and now imagine someone else in the same situation, same traffic, same delay, same distracted driver. But they take a breath, accept the moment, use the time to queue up a playlist and relax. So, same storm, different response. And that difference, that's what we are here to talk about today. Emotional maturity in daily life, because life will keep sending storms your way, but you can absolutely learn to carry your umbrella. So let's clear something up right away. Emotional maturity doesn't mean you become some Zen monk who never gets angry or hurt or frustrated. That's not maturity. That's repression. Emotional maturity is not about never feeling the storm, it's about not letting the storm sweep you away. It has three essential ingredients: self regulation, self awareness, and responsibility. Yes. So, self regulation means you feel the feeling, but don't let it hijack your behavior. So, you are regulating it. You are angry, but you don't send that WhatsApp message that you'll regret. You're hurt, but you don't give someone that silent treatment for 3 days. And self awareness, it means you actually know what you're feeling and why. Not just, I'm upset, but I'm upset because I feel unappreciated, and that touches an old wound. And responsibility, it means you own your emotions instead of making them everyone else's problem. You stop saying, you made me angry, and start saying, I am feeling angry. Because here's the truth, no one can make you feel anything. They can trigger you, yes, but how you respond to that trigger, that's all you. So let me give you a very relatable example. Of course, I do change the names, but Kavya has been managing the household, her job, her elderly in laws for months. She's exhausted. One evening, her husband Samir comes home and casually mentions, the bathroom tap is still dripping. I thought you were going to call the plumber. And now Kavya has two paths here. Path one, react. Oh, I was going to call. Why can't you call? I do everything in the house. You just come home and point out what's not done. You have no idea how much I'm juggling. Samir gets defensive. हस्बैंड्स अक्सर डर जाते हैं बीवियों के इस तरह के रिएक्शन से. अरे, I was just asking, why are you always so sensitive? And now they are in a fight that has nothing to do with the tap and everything to do with months of accumulated resentment. होता होगा, है ना, सबके यहाँ कभी ना कभी कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा होता होगा. Path 2, respond. Now, Kavya feels the irritation rise, but she pauses. She recognizes, I'm feeling overwhelmed, but isn't really about the tap. She takes a breath and says, you know what? I've been meaning to tell you. I'm really stretched thin right now. Can we sit down later and figure out how to divide some of these tasks? I need support. Same trigger, completely different outcome. The gap between reaction and response is where emotional maturity lives. A reaction is instant, automatic, and usually regretted later. So a response is chosen, intentional, and constructive. Let me tell you, if we are able to control our reactions and start being responsive, the whole relationship will change. Yes. Let me share another one. Aditya is in a team meeting at work. His colleague takes credit for an idea that was actually his. Now, his immediate impulse, call them out right there, embarrass them, make a scene. But if he reacts, he might get momentary satisfaction, but he'll also look unprofessional, burn a relationship, and create office tension. If he responds, he makes a mental note and later calmly addresses it either directly with the colleague or strategically with his manager, stating facts without drama. So, emotional maturity doesn't mean you become a doormat. It means you protect your peace while still standing up for your own self. Yes. And here is where it gets really interesting. Most of us have been taught to project our emotions onto others. You hurt me. You made me feel small. You ruined my day. But emotional maturity asks you to flip that script. Not you hurt me, but I feel hurt by what happened. Not you made me feel small, but I feel diminished in that moment. Not you ruined my day, but I allowed that interaction to affect my entire day. And in this way, you'll be able to even control your temper. So I know this sounds like semantics, but it's not. It's really profound. When you say you made me angry, you're giving away your power. You're saying that your emotional state is in someone else's hands. But when you say, I am angry, you're acknowledging that you are the one experiencing it, and therefore you're also the one who can work with it. Let me give you a very everyday example. Let's say your teenage daughter snaps at you when you ask her to clean her room. You feel disrespected. The immature response would be, how dare you speak to me like that? I do it for you every day. And that is how you treat me? You're so ungrateful. But a mature response would be, I feel disrespected when you speak to me that way. I understand you might be stressed, but I need you to communicate respectfully. Let's talk about what's actually bothering you. See the difference? One blames, one owns the feeling and creates space for dialogue. And here's the magic: when you stop projecting your emotions, people actually become more receptive because you're not attacking them, you're sharing your experience. So, emotional maturity also means shifting from why me to what now. See, life will always hand you unfair situations. That is how life is. You will be overlooked for a promotion you deserved. A friend will betray your trust. Your child will fall sick right before an important event. Plans will fall apart. Why me keeps you stuck in victimhood. It's understandable. We all go there, but it's not useful. What now moves you into agency? Didn't get the promotion? What now? Do I have a conversation with the manager about growth? Do I upskill? Do I explore other opportunities? Friend betrayed you. What now? Do I set a boundary? Do I have an honest conversation? Do I gracefully distance myself? A child fell sick. What now? Do I reschedule? Do I ask for help? Do I accept that some things are beyond my control? What now doesn't mean you bypass your feelings. Feel the disappointment, feel the hurt, but don't live there. Visit, process, and then ask, what now? So, how do we actually practice emotional maturity? It starts with something deceptively simple, the pause. Yes. Immediate is always a reaction, and after pause, there is always a response. So, next time irritation, anger, frustration arises, and it will, I know, and probably today, try this. Pause. Even if it's just for 3 seconds. Don't speak, don't act, just simple pause. Whenever you feel that anger, and name that feeling. Anger is also a feeling only, it's also an emotion. We shouldn't suppress it, but we can definitely manage it. So say it in your head or out loud. I am frustrated. Yeah, I am disappointed, or I'm feeling disrespected. You just have to name that feeling, the emotion of that time. And naming it creates distance. You're not consumed by the feeling, you're observing it. And then choose your response, because you have two options. You can express it calmly, you can walk away and return later, you can write it down first, or you can ask for time to process. The point is, you are choosing, not defaulting. So, is the beautiful truth about emotional maturity. It doesn't make life easier. Life will still send difficult people, unfair situations, and heartbreaking moments your way. But emotional maturity changes who you become in the middle of those moments. See, it means you stop being a victim of your own emotions and become the author of your own responses. It means relationships improve because you are no longer dumping unprocessed feelings onto the people you love. It means you sleep better at night because you are not replaying reactive moments you wish you could take back. So, emotional maturity is not the absence of storms, it's learning to carry your umbrella. And just like learning to ride a bike or cook a new dish, it takes practice. You'll wobble, you'll burn a few meals, you'll react when you meant to respond, and that's okay. What matters is you keep trying. So here's your call to action. For the next 24 hours, commit to the pause practice. Just once. When irritation arises, and I promise you, it will. Definitely. Life is like that. Just take a pause. Name what you're feeling. Choose how you respond just once. That's all. Because one mindful response today becomes a pattern tomorrow. A pattern becomes a habit, and a habit becomes the person you are. So you deserve to be someone, who experiences life storms without being swept away by them. Someone who feels deeply but acts wisely. Someone who carries their umbrella. And that person isn't someone you'll become someday. That person starts today with one pause, one breath, and one choice. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.